So this is the Sonos Arc Ultra. It's the successor to the super popular Sonos Arc. Now at first glance, this soundbar looks very similar to the original Sonos Arc, but the Sonos Arc Ultra has actually been completely redesigned on the inside, and it's a little different on the outside as well. Now the Sonos Arc Ultra is still doing dumb Sonos things, but let's see what the Sonos Arc Ultra is all about, and let's see if it's worth upgrading if you already have the original Sonos Arc. Now first off, both the Sonos Arc Ultra and Sonos Arc are fully self-contained systems, as in they don't need an external subwoofer because they produce their own bass. Now obviously having an external subwoofer is always better because this way you're going to have a lot more bass and you're going to get a more movie theater-like experience. However, everyone might not have the room for an external subwoofer, or maybe you live in an apartment with thin walls and you don't want to be that neighbor. So in this video, we're going to be testing the Sonos Arc Ultra and the Sonos Arc completely by themselves. However, with both of these soundboards, you can always build them out by either adding an external subwoofer like either the Sonos Sub 4 or the Sub Mini, or you can add rear satellite speakers like either a pair of Era 300s or Era 100s. But in this video, we're going to be testing these soundbars by themselves, and we're going to be pairing them with a Sony Bravia 8 TV, because I believe that if you're looking at a premium soundbar, you probably have a premium TV with already pretty decent built-in speakers. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these products up, there'll be a link down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, you can always pick up some merch. Here we do have the Versus hat, and this is the Versus hoodie. And personally, the Versus hoodie is my favorite because it is very soft, it's very comfortable, and it's very warm. So first, there's the design of this soundbar. The Sonos Arc Ultra looks very similar to the original. It has this floating cylindrical design to it, and it's mostly made out of plastic. And this plastic body does a really good job of not causing any reflections, which I really like because this soundbar does a good job of simply disappearing, and there's a small indicator light on the front which you can turn off through the app, which is good. Now, this soundbar does not come included with a remote, which I do feel is fine, but it does have built-in media controls, so you can adjust the volume and play and pause your music, and you can skip through your music directly from the soundbar itself. And through the app, you can also deactivate these buttons if you want, which I feel is super helpful, especially if you have kids in the house. And a new feature that's found on the Arc Ultra is that you can manually disconnect the built-in microphone for privacy. And personally, I really like this because I don't even use the voice assistants on soundbars anymore. However, the Sonos Arc Ultra is a little smaller than the original Arc. The Sonos Arc Ultra has a length of 46.4 inches, a height of 3 inches, and a width of 4.4 inches, and it weighs in at 13 pounds. Whereas the original Arc has a length of 45 inches, a height of 3.4 inches, and a depth of 4.6 inches, and it weighs in at 13.8 pounds. So the Arc Ultra is a little smaller and a little lighter than the original, but both of these soundbars are a little on the heavy side, so you might want to be mindful of that if you plan on wall mounting these soundbars. And unfortunately, these soundbars do not come included with a wall mounting kit. That's sold separately, which I do feel is a little ridiculous. And when it comes to ports, these soundbars plug in via an AC port, and there is no external power brick that you have to worry about, which is really good, especially for wall mounting. And I also really like the included power cable because this power cable is very long and is super flexible. And in general, the included cables that come with Sonos' soundbars are good because the included HDMI cable that comes with this soundbar is also pretty long, and it's also surprisingly flexible. But what I don't like about this soundbar is that it only has one HDMI port on it. And personally, I feel that a soundbar of this price and size should have at least one HDMI input so that you can either plug in your Blu-ray player or your PlayStation. And also, this soundbar does not have an optical port on it. Now, you can always still use this soundbar with an optical connection, but that's an adapter that you have to buy separately that connects to the included HDMI cable, which I also feel is a little ridiculous because this adapter did come included with the original Sonos Arc. But something that the Arc Ultra does have is an Ethernet port, so you can always hardwire this soundbar into your network. But personally, I would rather hardwire my TV than my soundbar to my network. But overall, I feel that Sonos is still being super stubborn here, because I feel that they should have at least included that one HDMI input. But when it comes to wireless connectivity, this soundbar has a Wi-Fi, and obviously it does have AirPlay 2 support. So if you're an iPhone user, as long as you're connected to the same Wi-Fi network, you can always stream music to this soundbar. But honestly, I feel that this doesn't really matter, because you can always AirPlay or Chromecast through your TV, and your music is still going to come through your soundbar. However, the Arc Ultra does have a Bluetooth, so you can always share this soundbar with someone else without having to share your Wi-Fi password. Now, the Sonos Arc Ultra also has support for Sonos voice control and Alexa, so you can always use your soundbar as a smart speaker. But personally, I don't like using my soundbar as a smart speaker, because either I don't want whatever I'm watching to be accidentally activated if someone says Alexa or Hey Sonos. Maybe they do it on purpose, maybe they do it by accident, and I don't like it from a privacy standpoint. So personally, I really like the manual switch that the Arc Ultra has, so you can completely deactivate the built-in microphone. I feel that if I'm going to use a voice assistant, I'll just use it on my phone. Now, when it comes to the Sonos app for this soundbar, you can go in and you can adjust the bass and treble on this soundbar. You can also adjust the height channel if you have really tall ceilings. You can also adjust the speech enhancement setting, and you can also go through the calibration process. Now, with the calibration process, you are actually going to use your phone's built-in microphone, so you can calibrate the sound so that it's tailored to your seating position. And Sonos actually makes you walk around your living room, and you have to wave your phone around so that you can get a better sense of your living room. And the speech enhancement on the Sonos Arc Ultra now has 3 settings to it versus the 1 setting found on the original Sonos Arc. But the thing that I don't like about the Sonos app is that all of these audio configurations are in different pages. I feel that all of these settings should be in a one page, easy to find, especially since this is not a first-party soundbar. So you're not going to be able to easily and quickly adjust your audio settings directly from your TV. Like, for example, if you were to use a Sony soundbar with your Sony TV, like you have here. And personally, I really like being able to quickly and easily adjust the sound settings of my soundbar directly from the TV itself, because nowadays with all of these different streaming services and just a different content that you're watching, everything just has a different mixing. So being able to quickly and easily adjust your audio settings is great. And with the Sonos Arc Ultra, even though it's a solid soundbar, it's not a first-party soundbar. So if you want to do these quick audio changes, you're going to have to grab your phone every single time. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. When it comes to speaker setup, the Arc Ultra is very different from the original. The Arc Ultra has a total of 6 round front-mode firing speakers, 7 tweeters, 3 of which shoot out the front, 2 of which shoot out the sides, and 2 shoot upwards, and it has a built-in subwoofer for your bass. Whereas with the original Arc, it has a total of 8 speakers, but these speakers are oval-shaped and they have more surface area to them. And 4 shoot out the front, 2 shoot out the sides, and 2 shoot upwards. And it has a total of 3 front-mode firing tweeters. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. Now, both of these soundbars are playing at 75% volume. Loudness is turned on. Their bass is raised by 7 clicks. The treble is raised by 3 clicks, and the height channel is raised by 3 clicks as well. The Arc Ultra has its speech enhancement set to mid, and the original Sonos Arc has its speech enhancement set to on. And we're also going to be using the built-in speakers found on the Sony Bravia 8 TV, and those are going to be playing at max volume so that they can keep up. And today we're going to be using the Sony Bravia 8 because I feel that if you're looking at a premium soundbar, you probably have a premium TV that already has decent sounding built-in speakers.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You're a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to your disease, you'll find it. I should have died years ago. No. Why am I still here if not to fix this? I I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time.
This could be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
That's not exactly legal.
I want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
At what cost?
What's happening? I went from dying, feeling more alive than ever.
Increased strength and speed. The ability to use echolocation. And an overpowering urge to consume blood.
How far are we allowed to go?
To fix something that's broken. Until the remedy
Is worse than the disease.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
Hi. There's a gun. Bro, it's the quiet call.
Gotta use your small inside voice and his son.
There's a gun.
Talk to me.
I am ready. You are getting the new and improved me. Because if you put peace out in the world, you get peace back.
I think you might be forgetting what you do for a living. Take the gun.
Every job I do, somebody dies. I'm not that guy anymore.
Some conflicts require a gun.
Hey, this is nice. Okay, what am I snatching and or grabbing?
A briefcase.
You said you wanted simple for your first job back.
Doesn't get simpler.
You stab me?
We'll ruin your life the way you ruin mine.
Dude, I don't even know you!
There's nothing simple about this job.
Something else going on here.
Yeah, I'm not the only one on this train looking for this case.
Evan,
Where's the briefcase?
Oh, so shit. It was just here.
We are right on that one.
Everything that's ever happened to you
This is gonna stink!
has led you here. Fate.
That's a
Deal?
oh no, thank you.
You know what? Do you have anything sparkling? That's the one.
Thanks. Don't worry, got it. You sure you want to talk this out?
no, particularly, no.
Okay.
I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend.
You know you left me lonely.
I could tell the local story, it may take a couple hours. I've got time, let's get the chapter. How could I explain the situation? Man, it's so damn complicated. Where do I start, where do I end? I should go back to bed, I'm going back to all the basics. teaching myself now how to erase it. It's like learning a whole new language, and I'm afraid to scared to face it. I just want consistent clarity, but all my thoughts destroying me. Some peace of mind is all I need to give peace to all of my family. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't need an ask, don't play pretend. You think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave. You travel, can't get through to me. It's not you yet, it's always me. I close my heart to you, you see it opens up for nobody. It's been so hard to fall asleep. The weather always makes my nose bleed, makes my nose bleed. It's so hard to believe that one day I'll feel peace. I want control over my life, I want that driver's seat. Yeah, it's not you that I need. You push me down when I'm weak. You were never there for me. Go pick up your keys and leave. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't need an ask, don't play pretend. You think you're everything I need, but I gotta live. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. Cause you think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave.
So like you may have just heard, since the Bravia 8 is a more premium TV, it has better sound. It uses its screen as its speaker, plus it has two built-in tweeters, and there's a built-in sub as well. So as a result, the Bravia 8 gets very loud, voices are very well pronounced, and this TV has a decent amount of bass that doesn't bottom out thanks to its built-in subwoofer. Whereas if you were to go with a more entry-level TV, then you're most likely just going to have a pair of downward-firing speakers that bounce sound off of the table. They don't get all that loud, and at higher volumes, the bass just bottoms out and it becomes a rattling mess. But like I've said multiple times already, I think that it's more likely that if you're looking at a premium soundbar like the Sonos Arc Ultra, you're gonna have a more premium TV. But even if you have a more premium TV like the Bravia 8 with better sound, you're still going to be better off upgrading to a soundbar. Now, obviously, if you were to upgrade to any soundbar, you're going to get a lot more volume, a lot better instrument separation, a lot better detail, and a lot more bass. And if we were to compare the Sonos Arc Ultra to the Sonos Arc, I feel that the Sonos Arc Ultra is brighter and it sounds more open. Whereas with the original Sonos Arc, its instrument separation isn't as good and there's a little less detail in the hides. But I did notice that the original Sonos Arc had more physicality in its bass. Overall, I feel that if you already have the original Sonos Arc, if you were to upgrade to the Sonos Arc Ultra, you're not going to notice a huge performance difference. Yes, the Arc Ultra sounds a little more open, but it's not a night and day difference, and you're only going to be able to somewhat tell if you're listening to the soundbars back to back. And personally, I kind of prefer the sound of the original Arc over the Arc Ultra because it has more physicality in its bass. With the Arc Ultra, this is a very bright sounding soundbar, it's very vocals forward, and it sounds more open. However, with the reduced bass that's coming out of the soundbar, you might not be able to feel the scene as much as you would with the original Sonos Arc. But with the Sonos Arc Ultra, the thing about the soundbar is that you can always choose how much to emphasize people's voices, which is a big deal these days, so if you don't want it to sound so bright, you can always bring it down a little bit. But there's still the matter of the bass. The Ultra just doesn't kick the walls as much as the original. But overall, with the Sonos Arc Ultra, this soundbar does have improved instrument separation over the original, so it sounds more open, it has better detail in the highs, and people's voices are more pronounced if you want them to be. And from a max volume standpoint, these two soundbars are very similar to one another, and they're gonna have no problem filling a large living room with sound, and you can even use these soundbars to host parties. I just wish the Arc Ultra had more kick in its bass, and I also wish that it had an HDMI input so that you can plug in your Blu-ray player or PlayStation. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.